Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alexandria for those who are new here, and welcome for those who have been before. So today's video wasn't really planned, but it's necessary. So my initial plan was to let these cabbages here, well, that has bolted way more than when you guys last saw it. And then this one right here. Okay, so my goal was to let all of the things that overwintered just be. I wasn't going to tear anything out, and I was just going to kind of see what happened. But it snowed a few days ago after having a nice 65 temperatured day. It snowed and now everything's bolting. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually take it out, because at first it was just one bed that had bolted, or one grow bag had bolted, and I was just gonna leave it as is. But now I have 4 that have bolted, and I only have 4 grow bags to start off with. So I figured I would just take this opportunity to kind of grow something that was a big carpenter bee. So I decided I wanted to go ahead and just take this time and refresh the bags and try to just use something of the bag. I was at Walmart the other day, and I actually saw I actually found these celery starts. This is my first time seeing celery starts in my area. I wanted to grow celery, and then I missed the deadline for my area, so I hadn't started celery. So I'm actually going to put all 6 of these starts into one of those grow bags. I don't have fresh potting soil or anything like that, so I'm just going to use the soil that I have. And I'm gonna use some fertilizer, and then once I get my compost, then I'm gonna put compost on top. So let's go ahead and get that done. Okay, so I just want to give you a quick close-up of what everything is looking like right now. So this is the bed that I already knew was bolting, but it just kind of exploded over the last few days. And this is the one of the cabbages that just recently started bolting, and then my mustards over here are bolting. And then in addition to the sun, it rained like crazy, so I got on my granddad boots. And these are the other cabbages. I think I'm gonna leave these because this one has a little loose head, so maybe that one will keep growing. And this one has a little head here. This one is just kind of really starting, and although droopy, this one might still be trying to grow, so we shall see. But these 2 are in one bag, and I have actually 4 items in this bag, so I'm surprised anything is growing. I have 2 cabbages and then 2 broccolis. This broccoli has been done, and it's about to flower, but I'm just gonna focus on these 2 bags for the sake of this video. So let's go ahead and get started on those 2. All right, so I brought you guys over to my fire pit because I don't have a bench or anything out here I don't have like a outdoor workspace. So you guys are currently hanging out on some lemongrass that I did not overwinter properly. But the first one we're gonna work on is this big behemoth. So I'm assuming this was cauliflower. I didn't get anything from it, so it was really a bust. I mean, I took a few leaves off and they were good, but as far as like anything else, I didn't get anything else out of them. And being as bolted, I'd imagine these leaves don't taste that hot. Actually, the leaves taste really good. Yeah. So maybe I'll take these leaves off, the ones, yeah, spider. This is my little flower basket and my seeds in it. My grandma used to use that basket for dinner rolls. So there is a spider on there, and I don't want any smoke with that spider, so I'm just gonna let that be great. So what I'm doing, I am just cutting off the big plants, and I wish I had somewhere higher to set you guys so that you can see. So yeah, let me bring you guys down some so you can see. All right, so as I said, I am just going in with my pruners and cutting the base kind of like a little under the dirt, because I am going to go ahead and replant. I don't need such big stalks. And these are mothballs. My granddad taught me that. He taught me, he used to always put mothballs, and actually my husband's grandma kind of furthered that knowledge for me, but they put mothballs right on top of their soil, and it's a good deterrent for those moths that like to leave their children at daycare on your plants. So yeah, so I'm just gonna, you know, do the same thing as I did on the last one and just cut right under the soil. Oh, look at that. That's mildly disturbing, yet kind of cool. But I'm pretty sure this is from a certain slug. Look at that big slug. So when it rains a lot, these slugs are all over the place. And being I just found out we can't have chickens, I'll never have anybody to feed these slugs to. So this is what I just pulled out. Oh, the sun's coming back out. I just pulled out these 3, which was in this. Okay, so being these are 10-gallon bags, I think that I should have only put 1 in each bag, but I think I don't regret that, and I would at least no more put 2 for next year and this year, depending on the size of whatever it is I'm growing. These slugs, do you guys have problems with roly-poly-olies? I don't know the accurate name of them, but growing up, that's what we called them, and 30 years old and I still call them roly-poly-olies. But do you guys have problems with roly-poly-olies? And if so, what do you do about it? Because I don't like those. Last year I was introduced to grubs for the first time. I hadn't previously seen one in person, and apparently my native soil here anyway, in my yard, is full of them. So actually I'm gonna go ahead and move on. The next thing I'm gonna do is use my my pruning shears and just kind of break up the soil a little bit. And actually I might can put you guys right here so you can see my unethical ways. Is that better? But yeah, so I'm just gonna rake through all of this, because although I don't want to like till this bed, I do just want at least the top bit to be soft. Oh my gosh, what is that? I want it to be soft enough so that my new plant, and I think I'm going to do celery in this bed. Well, that's a hefty root right there. I'm going to take that part out because my Lanta. What is that? Good Lord, that's a big root too. And I actually do have, I'm being careful of what I'm cutting, because I put worms. My kids and I actually, I'm gonna leave this one because I don't wanna mess up all that. My kids and I actually went to Walmart and picked up worms last year. So all of our beds, actually, all the beds and bags have worms in them. And then when we were redoing or refreshing the beds, we grabbed them out the ground and put them in here too. So yeah, now that that is pretty well broken up, I'm gonna sprinkle some slow release fertilizer in here, because again, I'm not it's not even time for me to go get my compost yet. But once I get it, I think I'll sprinkle just a tad on here when I get it. But the slow release fertilizer will kind of hold it over until my compost is in. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I actually had to run in and get my other basket. I just got these from Dollar Store. And because I like to store my stuff inside, or like my fertilizers and stuff, either either inside or in the garage, because the shed is not really sealed up that well and it backs to the woods. But anyway, so this is the slow release fertilizer that I'm gonna put in there. It's just the all-purpose fertilizer. So I'm just using this again just to refresh my soil, because my soil's tired, obviously, because I just took all of those things out of it. It says it's good for flowers and vegetables. And then I'm just gonna scratch that in, and then I'm also gonna put this stinky stuff in there. It's a good source of nitrogen, but I'm just gonna do a little bit, I guess. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a little bit in there because I just took out brassicas, which are heavy nitrogen consumers, is my understanding. If I'm wrong, please help me out below. But my understanding is that basically for brassicas, you want to give them a heavy nitrogen. Any leafy greens, you want to give them a heavy nitrogen fertilizer because that's kind of what they like. So blood meal is just straight nitrogen. So I'm gonna assume that my soil needs this because I just took that out and it not eats, but you know. So I'm just, and this stuff stinks. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. It stinks bad, but it is what it is. So I'm just gonna scratch that in really good and then just mix it up. Now, one thing that I'm gonna do, because my soil isn't sterile, actually, I don't even know if that's like a real requirement, but just from what I experienced last year, any soil, all of my soil, it has like a nice little ecosystem, but not all bugs are good bugs for small plants. So even though these starts are kind of established, they already have their first set of leaves, or they no longer have just their first set of leaves, and it's, you know, putting on nice growth and the roots look really established. I am gonna sprinkle some diatomaceous earth around my plants because last year, even in my new bag soil and my native soil, I had a lot of little bugs that would eat the young plants, and a lot of them they just didn't make it. So that's another reason why I don't really start my own vegetables. So I am going to go ahead and start planting these. Once again, there's 6 going in this 10-gallon grow bag. I got these grow bags years ago off Amazon, and I was actually just looking up there today, and there are still tons of grow bag options on there. I'm just going to loosen these a little bit because golly day, these roots are going to town. However, I'm not breaking them. I'm just kind of letting them dangle, or helping them dangle so that they will grow nicely. So actually, I'm gonna roll this down because that's typically how I have them stored, so that they get complete sun on the full plant. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and plant these. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. So the first one is in. So I'll move you closer and then we'll go ahead and get everything else done. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and water. What is that? Oh, it's a worm. My bad, homie. So now I'm gonna go ahead and water these in. I didn't feel like unwrapping my hose, it's all the way over there. So I just grabbed a pot that I had dirt in yesterday, and I'm going to just put some, just water it like this, which it'll be fine. It's fine. I'm just all right, I think we are gonna say that that is good. Yeah. So since you guys are already in a good spot, I'm just gonna leave you there, and then we're gonna go after this next bed, this next bag. Same concept. I am going to be cutting these big stalks out, and then just refreshing. I think I'm gonna put beets. I think I'm gonna put beets in this bed. What is that? That's a rock. And yeah, let's go ahead and get this one done, doing the same process. I'm going to take these out, put fertilizer in, and then we'll decide what exactly we're gonna put in here. I think I said squash, so yeah, we'll do that. So pretty. Look at that. So pretty, but it bolted. Okay, so I decided that I am going to do the early white bush scallop squash, and then these early scarlet globe radishes. These have days to harvest as 20 to 30. I got these from the dollar store last year, and these says 49 days to harvest. So I'm gonna put 2 of the squash and then just sprinkle the radishes along the outside, and I'll thin those out later. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this done before the twins wake up, because that will be a game changer right there. All right, let's get this done. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. We went ahead and got those 2 grow bags reset. So I'm excited about the celery, and I'll keep you posted on everything else. Next time we're probably gonna go ahead and get those mustards taken care of, because they are bolting as well. And so that is a nice chunk of the biggest raised bed that we can go ahead and reset for the spring. Just something that'll grow quick. Maybe do another sowing of carrots, or something, you know, that'll be done by the time it's time to go ahead and get the late spring summer things situated. But I wanted to let you guys know what is coming up for the next few videos. I am going to be doing a 9-pot plot project. And the concept is that you can grow about 3.3 square feet of produce within 9 pots. And it involves a spring harvest and a summer harvest, which is super exciting. So I already have my seeds all sectioned out. So I have my spring seeds and my summer seeds. So I'm super excited about that. So if you guys are dealing with, you know, just not a big space, and you're just into container gardening, then this will be a really great project for you. So be sure that you follow my channel, and we'll be getting started on that very, very soon. I'm gonna go get the things today, actually. So I may even take you along to go get my my pots and things. So it's going to be a really affordable project that will give you space to grow some of your own food with the space that you currently have. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I look forward to seeing you later. Don't forget to give my channel a follow if this is something that is interesting to you, or that you think is beneficial, or just to follow along on the journey. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.